Well, well, well. ICE showed up to do their job, and guess who decided to play professional protester? That's right, our friends in Congress. Picture this. Federal agents trying to enforce immigration law? Wow. Angry crowds are chanting, waving signs, and blocking streets. But wait, it's not just the activists this time. Oh no, 11 sitting Democrats thought they were auditioning for an episode of Law and Order, Political Edition. Instead of drafting bills or actually, working for their constituents, they strapped on their best activist faces and got cuffed for civil disobedience. Imagine telling your voters, yeah, I couldn't make the Housing Committee meeting today, but don't worry, I got arrested outside an ICE facility. Instead, priorities, right?
Protests have intensified this morning outside of an Immigration and Customs Enforcement processing facility in Chicago, Illinois. Authorities were forced to use non-lethal munitions to push back rioters. This looks familiar. It's similar to the scene that played out at an ICE facility in New York City just yesterday.
I am here to ensure that we protect all our fellow constituents. It is not illegal to be undocumented.
Let's go. Start grabbing. Let's go.
We shall not be moved. Nos regresamos. Aquí estamos y no nos vamos. Y si nos echan, nos regresamos. Aquí estamos y no nos vamos. Si nos echan, nos regresamos.
Well, all of this landed 11 Democrat officials in jail. They reportedly tried to force their way into offices and cells holding violent illegal immigrants. Homeland Security says 71 others, including 2 state senators and 9 state assembly members, were arrested outside the protest facility. Madison Sheehan, ICE Deputy Director, is with me now. You know, a deputy director, when you look at this is actually a lot more calm than it was outside the one here in Newark, New Jersey. I mean, that one got really rowdy, and ICE agents were pressed upon physically. Lawmakers again had to, one of them arrested, so on and so forth. Why does this keep happening? What are you looking at the department?
Well, look, I think this keeps happening because of the dangerous rhetoric that the Democrats continue to push against our law enforcement officers who are enforcing immigration law. Our officers go out every day, choose to put the American people first with the support of President Trump and Secretary Noem. These protests are not going to stop us, but I think everyone needs to know that the people these Democrats are defending are murderers, rapists, MS-13 gang members, and the list goes on and on and on. These are not people that you and I want in our communities. These are people that we need to remove from this country, and we're doing just that, thanks to President Trump and Secretary Noem.
Now let's talk about the optics, because these lawmakers didn't forget to bring their press teams with them. Cameras flashing, selfies while getting dragged off, staffers running around like TMZ. This wasn't just a protest. This was a political photo shoot. And here's the kicker. While they're out here crying, abolish ICE, everyday Americans are watching and thinking, wait a second. ICE is the only line of defense against cartels, fentanyl traffickers, and criminals hiding in plain sight. But nope, Democrats would rather score clout points on Twitter than protect their neighborhoods. If this is their 2025 campaign strategy, it's basically, vote for me, I go to jail for Instagram likes. Brilliant.
You know, I'm sure people watching this might have the same question, and that is, how did they get this far? Like, this isn't outside the facility, and I know that there were some arrests made outside, which is what we saw, in Newark, New Jersey months ago when that got completely out of hand. But they're interior at this point, and reportedly we're trying to break into the cells of some of those illegal immigrants who are criminals being held.
Absolutely. Well, our facilities are public facilities. They're federal buildings, oftentimes that hold offices of other public officials as well as other federal entities. And so they're allowed to go in so far into our buildings. Where the harm comes into play is when they're putting our officers in danger and even putting the detainees in danger that they so want to protect throughout this process. And so what we want to make sure of is that we can get this rhetoric down, put our officers first, and allow them to be safe in doing their job, even when we continue to see these protests nationwide.
All right, well, an Illinois Democrat has gone viral for trying to stop ICE from carrying out an operation in her Chicago suburb. Let's watch together.
Stay in your cars! Tell everyone to stay in their houses! Don't open your doors! This is my city, that's right! Take off your mask! Take off your mask! What? Do not come out! Stay in your houses!
Wellness check on her. I mean, that was, I don't, wow.
It's really fascinating, isn't it? What's crazy to me is that these are lawmakers. They have the ability to go in and change law. If they don't like the immigration law as it's written, then they need to go in and change it. Our job as law enforcement is not to pick winners and losers. Our job is to enforce the law. And there's a good chance that as she's trying to run our officers out, she is just choosing to protect a gang member, a murderer, a rapist, somebody who's gone into the communities of Chicago, wreaked havoc on the American people for years, and we're putting a stop to that. And our officers will not be deterred by this. And I think the American people can see through this political rhetoric that is just trying to get points and clicks that we're just not after in this administration.
So what happens next? First, these arrests will probably turn into badges of honor at the next Democrat fundraiser. Donate $50, get a signed mugshot. Second, Republicans are having a field day. They don't even need to run attack ads. Just replay the footage of elected officials blocking federal law enforcement. And third, ICE ain't going anywhere. All this grandstanding doesn't erase the fact that illegal crossings are sky high, shelters are overrun, and cities are begging the federal government for relief. But instead of addressing the crisis, Democrats are cosplaying as revolutionaries. Meanwhile, ICE agents are like, cool story. Bro, we're still doing deportations tomorrow. Wrap up. So here's the takeaway. ICE is fighting crime. Democrats are fighting for camera time. 11 lawmakers arrested, dozens of protest signs, and one very confused public wondering, are these people running the country or just running a street theater troupe? But hey, you already know what's next. Smash that like button. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think these arrests were brave or just plain embarrassing? And of course, hit subscribe so you don't miss the next episode of Politically Animated.